Thank you, sweets. Alrighty, guys, you guys bought yourselves the Neewer Photo Studio Light Kit with the green screen, whatever, or chroma key, whatever you want to use. Anyway, we're going to use the green screen just because it's a little bit easier. Not like a lot, but the button's closer to the top of my screen when I'm editing. So to me, that's easier because the button's up here and the chroma key's down here somewhere. So you know. Anyway, find your rods. You want the rods to have the holes on on either side. Those are going to be what goes onto your tripods. So, and then you want one without a hole, right? Divots right here on this one, and then there's well, a little bumpy circle thing. Line the divot up with the bumpy circle thing, rotate it half a turn, and she's in there tight. If you rotate it further, she'll come right back out, but that's not the point, right? So then you do the same thing on the other one. There you go. Nice and easy. And then for your screen, you're just going to slide it right in there like a curtain, because this is essentially a curtain rod with a curtain. I know it's a hard concept, right? Anyway, with 3 of these together, that's more than you need for the screen itself. They give you 4, so I guess you could get another cloth, put a 4th one in, and make it wider if you needed to. But I'm not sure why they give you a 4th one when 3 is good enough to cover the cloth. The cloth actually has a little bit at the ends with just 3. So whatever. That's as simple as that goes. The tripods are just basic tripods. Not a lot to do there. You loosen up the thumb screw, and of course your little tag will tighten up there with it too. I don't know why I didn't take that off. Okay, we'll take that off. Boom, out of the way. So you loosen up that thumb screw, and then pull it out to where you want her. We're going to set her down to a really wide base though. So for that, just sit her on the ground and kind of push down just a little bit. And then whenever you have to push down hard, that's too far. That's going to be a little less wide at that point. You know, if you go all the way in, it's not a very wide stance. Very good chance of it tipping. If you come up too far, not a very wide stance. Again, good chance of it tipping. But if you get those pretty much straight, which if you put it on the ground and push down a little bit, once it starts to loosen or be harder to push down, that's when it's starting to go with a smaller stance. So just tighten that thumb screw back down. Nice and easy. You got 3 knobs on the stands or on the tripods for the green screen. They also have this bolt at the top with the wing nut and 2 washers. So that's how you tell which ones those are. We're going to go ahead and make this one match just by loosening up that thumb screw. And, well, it'd be easier if you use 2 hands. Then we'll just push her down to where she's pretty much out there. Tighten her down. That way we got a nice, big, wide stance on both of these. No chance of it falling, or at least very little. You'd have to run into it at this point. So you take your little wing nuts off the tops of these. And one of the washers off, leave 1 washer on. And, well, my wall is over there. So you're going to set that right through that hole in that rod. Put your washer on. Put your wing nut on. Give her a nice little crank to be tight. And then you're going to want to do the same with the other side. Although it's way over there. So we're going to do that off camera because there's just no way I can flip this around. Alrighty, and once that's all turned around and in place, now that is a lot wider than what my camera can show. But your cloth can then be stretched out, or your curtain, with your curtain rod. I try to put it in terms that people can understand. Everyone knows how to put a curtain up, right? This is a curtain. Not that hard. Alright, so then you're going to loosen up your sides here. There's 3 of these, of which, you know, one controls one, the other one controls another one, and then the third one controls yet another one, to where if you have to go like all the way up, you gotta have to do it on both sides. And being that it's way too big, then you're just gonna lift it up as high as you need. Just go as high as you can, sweets. Okay. I know you're short. As high as you need, or up to the ceiling if you can. Once you get it up there, tighten these back down. And then we're going to go over and tighten the other side down too. And then we'll see if we can get it up just a little bit higher, because we got about maybe another 6 inches to the ceiling. Okay. Okay, and with those tightened, now you can move it where you want to. Can you help me, honey? Thank you, sweets. Just put it up against a wall or something. Of course, get your chair or whatever out of the way. And then get your curtain set up, stretched out. Now it does have clips with it that you can clip it to the side. However, that's going to wrinkle it a little bit more for me. So I'm just going to fold that back side up underneath to get it as much out of the way as possible. And then let her hang. And of course, stretch her out as much as possible. Right? Okay, so what we have here is we have the green screen on. Now, of course, is that the wall? That is the wall. Okay, so the green screen, the screen itself fits 100% in the shot. Well, not 100%. I mean, it does fit 100% in the shot, but you need to zoom in, right? You don't want this showing over here, and you don't want that showing over there. Make sure everything's level. So you go on and get your lights set up. This is a box light with a diffuser on it, but same thing with the tripod as the other tripods. Loosen this up and get it adjusted to where you want it. Of course, I would suggest a wider base, that way it doesn't fall over on you. And then tighten her down. Much like the green screen itself, it's got a couple extra things here to where you can take it up and down, but these are just I don't know, you just pop them out and pop them back in, right? Anyway, you need to know how to put this on, right? So when you get this out of the box, the diffuser's not going to be on it. And the bulb's not going to be in it. I should probably take the bulb out, right? No, maybe. I don't know. We'll take the bulb out, just because there's one step that you kind of have to have the bulb out for. Alright, she's going to come out of the box looking kind of like that. Only, it'll be like this. Okay? So your tripod's going to be like this with a little black thing on the top. I don't think you're supposed to take that off. I think you're supposed to leave that on. I mean, it looks to me like you leave it on, and it works fine when you leave it on as far as holding it down, so I would just leave it on. I don't know. Like I said, there was no instructions. So you're going to take a little boxy thing, slide it right down over top of here, get it all the way down, tighten that thumb screw. There we go. And then you're going to turn it to where you can see it, right? There's a little thing here. All right, push that into the light socket, around the light socket. It'll snap in place, and that opens up the boxy part. Of which then you put your lamp in, and of course I think everyone knows how to put a light bulb in. These are CFLs. I'd rather have LEDs myself, but whatever. It is what it is. And then your diffuser is going to hook her over the sides here, hook her over the bottom and the other side of the bottom. And then there is Velcro on the top. So just make sure that's sticking. There's Velcro on the side. Just make sure that's sticking. Velcro on the bottom. Again, make sure it's sticking. And Velcro on the other side. Again, make sure it's sticking. Now, we're going to want to raise her up. So we're going to go ahead and raise her up a little bit here. We'll adjust her a little bit. For now, your light's together. Plug her in and toggle switch to turn her on and off. She's not plugged in right now though, so we'll plug her in here in a minute. Let's get the other light ready as well. So your next light will be the umbrella light. We'll go ahead and take these pieces off here. That way you can see how to put it together. We won't need to take the light bulb out of this one though. This little thumb screw here, see this will come as a piece. The bulb will not be in it, it'll just be the plastic. So loosen up the thumb screw, set it down over the top of the tripod, tighten the thumb screw down. Don't forget to adjust your tripod to have a wider base. Unless you're limited on space, I mean I would suggest using that wide base. Unless you're limited on space. I mean, I was limited on space upstairs and I could not use the wider base. That's why all mine have a very small base. Alright. So that's that. Looks like a microphone. Hello, hello, hello. No, it's not a microphone. So the other part of this is the umbrella. Yay, comes like an umbrella, looks like an umbrella. Works the same as an umbrella. Little thing up here, you push it. And then you walk around your yard and you twirl it and you go, hi. No. My bad, I'm sorry. So my daughter's looking at me like I'm crazy. There's a little hole in this stand. So you just, there's also a little thumb screw right here on the side. That's why you tighten it in. So you're just going to run that rod through that hole, get her down into where you want her, and then tighten that thumb screw down on the side. And bada bing, bada boom, these lights are set up. There's 2 of these, and there's 2 of the box lights. No need to show you all 4 of them. But again, well, this one's probably going to be eye level, maybe, sort of. I don't need to put this one as high. So your lights are set up. Your green screen's set up. Plug everything in, and we'll go over where to put the lights. Alright, let's go with light placement here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to want to have 2 lights kind of on your green screen. I don't have a lot of room down here, so placing the lights could be a little difficult for me. I did not test this before doing it, but anyway, you're going to want 2 lights facing the screen. Probably should lower this, but we're going to turn it on just to see how she looks. Let me get out of the way of that. And what you want is right now, see she's creating a little bit of a shadow, looks like. Yeah, she's creating a little bit of a shadow. So we can turn this light off over here to get rid of that shadow. And then, can you move your chair, please? Yeah. Because your chair's kind of in the way. We do have the diffusers on this, that way it kind of reduces the shadow in and of itself as well. But you want it about a 45-degree angle, and you want this to be lit up with it. but you don't want hot spots. So right here, there's a little bit of a flare there. That's a hot spot. So we're either too close or too much of an angle. So still a little bit of a hot spot. Although if we turn it just a little bit, that makes the hot spot a little wider. So that's good. You know, I got this pool right in the way to where I can't really get it. I can't put it on the other side of the pool, so I'm kind of stuck with where it's at. The other box light can go on the other side, which I gotta get things moved out of the way so that I can go over there. Honey, can you plug this box light in for me, please? Sure. Thank you, sweet. And we'll go ahead and turn the camera a little bit here so you can see this one as well. We're going to lower this one down a little bit, because we should lower the other one down as well. This one? Yes, honey. And then we need to rotate this one up, so let's loosen that so we can go up. And we need it a little bit lower. Okay. You got it plugged in? Yep. All right. Can you plug it in on this side over here? That way it's closer to the plug that's closest to it. Thank you, sweets. Welcome. We're going to turn that light on too. Of course, over on this side, we got the wall to worry about. So, of course, again, you want it at a 45-degree angle. So we'll move the camera again to kind of show more of the green screen and less of the light box itself. As far as the green screen and stuff, you do want all the wrinkles out that you can get out. I'm probably going to put a 2x4 at the bottom of this just to stretch it and to keep gravity down on it. But right now we're setting up the lights. We got a little bit of a hot spot on that side, right in through here. And of course, I'm in the way of this light. Actually, no, that's not a very good hot spot. That's actually not bad at all. But one thing we do need to do is we need to come over this way a little bit. So we're going to pull the screen over. To get a little more away from there. And then we're going to kind of flatten her out again. Just to get it nice for us. Let's step out of the way again and look at it. She looks fairly good. Fairly good, right? So if we sit centered in front of it, and we sit here, not bad, right? Not bad at all. We do need to lower this light though, and looks like it needs to go a little further over there. What you're looking at is you're looking at these bright spots. Okay, I mean, bright spot here, kind of dark down here. Well, that's not really good. We should also need to get a light from behind you. That way it can light up the backdrop behind you as well. I do not have one of those yet, because you need more than just what lights come in this kit. Alright, so we need to lower this light down a little bit. So let me get over here and lower it down. That way the placement's better on it, and actually it doesn't look that bad at all. Next thing you need is a key light, okay? We're going to use this umbrella here as a key light. And a key light is going to be the light that lights you up. So, honey, sweets, can I get you to plug this in for me? Right here on this side beside this box light. Right there. Right here? Yep. Thank you, sweets. Appreciate you. Alright, so the key light, you want it to light you up. And right now I'm really blocking all the lights. There's another light here that I'm not going to be able to plug in. I'll have to figure something out here after everything else is plugged in. But anyway, to turn this light on, I do not remember. Oh, there's a switch right here in the back. So we're going to turn that on. And you're going to put that in front of you, facing you. Now, we could take the diffuser off of this one, because it is, quote unquote, a key light. So it's going to light up your face, right? That looks better. Doesn't look bad at all. Okay. I'm getting all kinds of wrinkles over here, and I don't like that. But we'll fix that later. Right now, we're just setting up the lights. Now, as opposed to the key light, now you need a, I don't remember what it's called, but it's a light on the other side that's dimmer than your key light. And by dimmer, it can actually be dimmer, or it can be further away, which would still be dimmer on your face. So let's go ahead and get that one plugged in. Okay, with that one on, that does clear up a lot of the shadow on this side. Now, one thing you need to look at is how much shadow are you actually getting. A backlight right here would reduce this shadow quite a bit. I don't have one yet. I thought I had everything I needed. I don't. It's okay. I just won't raise my arms up, right? Or if I do, you know, keep them in, whatever. It's not really that bad. And I can move my seat a little bit to get a little better, right? All right, so now I need to move my power cable because I got an overhead light up here, and all your lights should be the same. Unfortunately, I don't have a Neewer light for the overhead. I have a little bit different of a light for the overhead. I need to move these couple lights over so I can plug that in. Now that'll be my overhead light. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Nice, nice. So let's get to seeing what it looks like. I mean, without showing extra stuff on either side, right? Let's see what it actually looks like. Alrighty, so here's what it looks like all together with all the lights on. Really beautiful. Put my arms up. There's a little bit of shadow there. Actually, it's kind of weird because here you can see a lot of shadow, and then when I go like that, it's like completely gone. But that backlight would definitely get rid of that little bit of shadow right in through here, and a lot of the other shadows with moving my arms and whatnot. Not real sure how it's going to look on the green screen with the green screen effect, but and I do have a little bit of a wrinkle here that actually I didn't get it out. Anyway, this is something you're going to have to play with. This isn't something that you just set up and you're done. It's something you do have to play with a little bit to get the lighting perfect. And right now, I think the lighting's pretty daggone good. So, let's look at... Okay. Now here, no lights. Other than my one LED that's up on the ceiling, and I didn't even adjust it to be right. Actually, I could have used it as one of the lights. And I can adjust it quite a bit. And actually, I do plan on having the green screen on that wall, which is kind of why that light's there. Is because it can be my overhead. It's a spider type light. 4 prongs can be bent in almost any direction you could want. So that'll be nice. I could probably turn that light off just to see if that's affecting anything. But as far as right now, I mean, everything is shadowy. Everything's pretty horrible. All right, so we'll turn them all back on. And that's how good she looks, right? So let's go ahead and look at the key elements of the lighting system. So just unplug everything, right? So your first light, the one that's going to be on the green screen itself. Okay, so we're going to plug that in, and that's okay. You know, that's kind of cool with it there, although that's not the. It doesn't get quite the effect that you want. So the other light on the other side, the 45-degree offset, that looks a little better. Of course, there's still probably quite a bit of bleed through on this. So then your key light, which is, you know, lighting up your face, right? I mean, that's what that's for, just to light the subject up. That actually made a little bit of a difference. And of course the opposite, the key light, the one that's a little dimmer, a little further away or whatever, that was small difference. And then of course the overhead light for the finishing touch on this one, bada bing bada boom. It should look pretty good. We shouldn't have very much bleed through at all. I don't think there should be any bleed through. I mean, looking at the green screen right there, as long as they don't, raise my arms up, there should be no bleed through. But, if I start moving my arms around, there might be some bleed through. Anyway, 2 lights off to the side, 45-degree angles, not facing you, facing behind you, facing the green screen. Okay? Preferably a backlight from behind you. It can be overhead, although I think it'd be better to be from the ground. So I'll have to get one of those. Of course, I could use that one down there, but with where I'm at right now, I wouldn't have an overhead. So I'd have to get everything moved around and get more of the studio finished to really use that one on the ground. But and then of course the I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, it's opposite of the little dimmer, and then the overhead. So that's basically how you set up a green screen for your use. If you need a bigger green screen, you're going to have to buy at least another screen, because it does have an extra rod that I can put in to make it wider, and it could actually be almost as wide as this entire wall. Although I don't think I could back the camera up enough to actually get the whole shot, I mean, couch and people sitting there and talking and having a green screen behind would be kind of cool. But I don't think I have enough space on this wall to have the camera far enough back. The other wall is thinner, or not as wide. Plenty of room over there to get the camera way far away. The unfortunate thing is, it'd be kind of like the opening shot on this, where the camera was back there and you could see on either side. It'll be like that. So, won't be able to have it back way too far, just far enough to get it in this shot. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Hope this helps you out. Yeah. And I mean, my key light is right here. I can touch it. So it's not that far away. They don't have to be that far. The main thing is the side ones behind you. Bye.